Okay, so at this point, you have created forms, you have learned how to share them with your students and with your colleagues, and you've learned how to grade them and provide feedback for your students. So now the next thing is to learn how to keep them organized. Now, basically, Microsoft has decided in their infinite wisdom that we do not need to have folders for our forms. It's something that has been the case for years. I doubt they're going to change it. So there is a way to get around that so that you can keep it at least somewhat organized, and that's by using themes. So you may have noticed on here, I only have 3 different themes or backgrounds on my different forms, and I color coded them based on subject area. So I have one theme for my DP classes, one for my Algebra 2, and one for my Calculus. Some of you might decide that you want to have different themes for different sections because you're teaching multiple sections in the same thing. Um, I generally just have all of my DP students from boys and girls schools submit to the same form, so I don't really care about separating them out. But some of you might have like very large class sizes, and it just doesn't make sense to do that. So um, you might want to have different themes for different sections if that's the case. Um, so in order to do that, you just click on whatever assignment it is that, or whatever form it is that you need to change the theme. It usually has it defaulted as like this green color. You're going to go up in the top right corner where it says theme. It's right next to the share button, and you're going to click on that. Now, I think the internet in Microsoft is being a little glitchy today because normally we have like a whole bunch of themes that take up like this whole side panel, and you have to scroll all the way to the bottom to get these ones that you can see on my screen here. I never use the ones that are up at the top because those tend to change depending on season and whatever Microsoft is trying to promote at the time. I always use these ones at the bottom because these are always there. You want to pick something that's going to exist all the time. So you've got several different options for solid colors, or if you want to be a little more fun, you've got these like cartoon type things. So for my Algebra 2 class, I have this one with like the different numbers and the coffee and the hands and all that stuff. For calculus, I use this one with like space and because I figured it's kind of related to physics, and physics is basically very closely related to calculus. And for DP, I just have pink because I just do. So you do also have the option where you can customize a theme, where you can upload like your own picture or pick your own color. I personally don't like to use that one because I feel like it's much more of a hassle, but it's there if you want it. Um, and once you've selected your theme, you just click anywhere else on the page and it automatically saves for you. If you go back to forms, you'll see that you have your different theme automatically applied, and that helps you at least visually sort out the different classes that you teach. The other thing you can do is when you title these assignments, I would title them in the exact same way that you title them on ManageBac. And the reason why is you can go and you can type in this search bar the actual title of your form, and that will allow you to find it faster. So for instance, let's say I want to know, I want to have, let's see, let's pick one, factoring polynomials, 11th grade. So if I type that in, if that's what I had in my ManageBac, the form that I want is going to pop up. So this is really useful for that purpose. So I definitely would make sure that my titles are exactly the same as what I have in ManageBac, so I can just copy and paste into the search bar and it will pull up the form that I want. Especially given that for a lot of our formatives, these might be useful and it will be a lot easier to find them if you just simply search the title. Um, that's pretty much all there is to it. There are other ways of organizing, but I honestly do not recommend them because it starts intermingling your forms with your teams, and that could cause some problems with keeping your information separate from your colleagues' information. So I just personally wouldn't use those methods. Another thing is, let's say you have a form that you want to have multiple of the same one. So for instance, if you are teaching seventh grade math and you have all three sections of seventh grade, you might not want to have all three sections submitting their work in the same form, because then you're going to have to separate out the different students and toggle back and forth on manage back, and it can become a real hassle. So, but you also don't want to have to redo making the form all over again, because it can take a little bit of time. So the fastest way to create multiple forms for the same assignment so that you have different ones for different sections is, if you go to the form that you want to have duplicated, you click on the little three dots at the top right corner. You're going to see an option that says copy. What that's going to do is it's going to copy the form you already made so that it's exactly the same, all the way down to every setting. And so you literally don't need to change anything about it, except I would probably put somewhere in the title the section of the class that you're teaching, or like I said, change the theme so that that particular section is given a particular color that you want. If you accidentally copy a form that you didn't mean to copy, or if it's just something super, super old from a previous year and you want to get rid of it, you can delete the form. So again, you go to the top right corner, you click on the three dots, and then trash can will delete it. Now, some of you might have noticed this move feature. Don't use that. That's the one I was talking about, where it intermingles your forms with your groups. And it doesn't, it'll let you move it to a group, but it won't let you move it back. And that's just something that you probably want to avoid. So I personally don't use that just because of that reason. If you feel very strongly about a feature needing to be changed, or you have a suggestion for Microsoft to improve these forms, you can do that. You just open any form you want, it doesn't make a difference. You go to the top right corner where those three dots are, click on that, and click where it says feedback, and you're going to go to user voice. User voice is the complaint box of Microsoft Forms, and really Microsoft in general. This one specifically for forms, though. You can type in your idea like folders to organize forms. And what will happen is it'll show you any of the existing ideas. So if people have already made this suggestion, you can just simply vote for that rather than type it in again. Basically, that's if you feel really strongly about it as an option. Otherwise, not really that useful to us. That's pretty much it. If there's anything that you still have questions on, feel free to like email me or send a message on Teams, or even just talk to me in person. I will answer it if I know it. I think I've basically gone over everything you need to know, but you never know. There might be something that I didn't think about that you might have questions on. So just let me know if that's the case. Good luck, and that's about it. I'm not going to say have fun because it's making a form. That's not super fun, but it is useful. Bye.